Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. I am jumping straight into today's video with nail prep. I'm creating a peel off base coat as this is going to be a pop off set, and all this consists of is cuticle oil and top coat. When I am doing the DIY peel off base coat method, I do like to use a top coat that I don't care much about, and this will typically be dedicated for my peel off base. Before we jump into the actual nail enhancement, I'm going to make this a disclaimer that I am going to be starting my astrology series that is centered around nails and the horoscope of each sign. So if you're interested, stay tuned. If not, feel free to use the timestamps below to skip over this section. In today's video, we are covering Aquarius. The innovator, the free thinkers, the humanitarian, the community symbol, our wishes, hopes, and dreams. Aquarius, this video is about you.
Wait, is this play about us?
For those of you that stayed and are new to this section, I'll give you a basic rundown on what I cover in my astrology videos. To also help you understand and follow along, I'll also tell you how I come up with these predictions I present to you. My predictions are based on the monthly moon cycles. I normally track new moons and full moons, and I observe the interactions between the planets during that time. This gives me a pretty good idea of what to expect energetically that month, which helps me come up with these predictions. You're also going to hear a lot of astrological verbiage like trines, conjunctions, and oppositions, which you don't need to worry too much about. These are just indications of how the planets are interacting, and I'll offer my prediction of the results that mentioned interaction will produce. I've touched on so many topics in my previous Aquarius videos, especially with Pluto and Aquarius. I will have it linked in the top right, but please go watch my 2024 Aquarius video because so many of those themes are prominent right now and have come into fruition. I'll even link last year's as well. Okay, so I have a lot to cover, a lot of crazy stuff, even crazier than the last two videos I did. Pluto is a generational planet. It changes signs every 20 years or so, and it has a great influence over societal and economic changes in our lives, along with other planets it forms planetary relationships with. So Neptune and Saturn are currently in Aries and will sextile Pluto in Aquarius at some point. Pluto also deals with the financial economy, and it's very possible that our economy will be impacted or a digital currency exchange of some sort will be seriously implemented or relevant this year. Honestly, with Uranus and Gemini also at play with Pluto, the stock market is going to go through extreme and unpredictable fluctuations this year. The North and South Node will also be changing signs to Aquarius and Leo in the summertime this year. Think of the North Node as where we are destined to head to, with Aquarius being in the North Node and Aquarius big on inclusivity. I see people yearning for community. Cults will be a big thing and a potential problem. I do also see paid memberships and communities becoming increasingly popular. There's just a flair or charm of being in a members only type of community that will make people feel like they belong. The last time we had the nodes in these signs, the biggest moments in pop culture happened in the very early 2010s. Michael Jackson passed away, Obama became president, the rise of pop star idols, rock band, also the rise of K-pop, and many more moments what Hollywood was eating around this time. With that being said, I think America will have their first female president next year or the year after. Other countries will have women prominent in their political spaces as well. The Leo Aquarius axis highlights the relationship between stardom and fame and the general public and fandoms. With the notes back at this axis, I'm honestly curious to see how this plays out. I think this time the spotlight will be on creativity and talent and rising stars from their authenticity, passion, and their high level of talent. Maybe fame and popularity will be redefined under this transit. With that being said, since a large chunk of my community are from the States, I'm not worried about how this country or the world will look like after the 20-year cycle is over. This will be a pretty progressive and a forward-thinking country and society after the cycle. I'm not gonna lie though, we're going to go through absolute hell and destruction before then, and we will need to be very community focused the next 20 years. Aquarius is a humanitarian sign. It's the sign of friendships and groups. We really need to be there for each other and rally as people more than ever, especially with the times that we're headed into. Food banks, charities, and organizations will be the backbone of American society. So if you can give aid to these resources in your community or state, please do the best you can. It doesn't even need to be monetary. You can volunteer to help with any work needed. All the events that we are experiencing right now is part of the dark side of Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto symbolizes transformation. It signifies rebirth, the underbelly. This country is going through a metamorphosis period. Honestly, society as a whole. Pluto is like a bulldozer. It's demolishing outdated structures, societal government standards to create a clearer system for the people, which signifies Aquarius. Pluto is also a psychological planet, so collectively we are all waking up to the false paradigms we've been forced to participate in. Ultimately, it will be up to the people on what we do with our newfound awakening and power. Okay, so let's talk about how the current transits will affect Aquarius placements personally. The first half of the year looks really great for you astrologically in career, family, and finances. There's a turning point for you during the summer when the nodes change signs. With the North Node on top of your sun, there's going to be a lot of pivotal and fated events occurring for your greater good. There will be a lot of losing and gaining of people, situations, places, and even the restructuring of you. From April 28th of this year until March of 2028, things can feel like they're falling in place for you. For some of you, it might feel like they're falling out of place, but definitely be assured that they're falling in place. The wheels of fate are literally spinning, and since this will be in your relationship house and your self-identity, there will be a lot of old patterns breaking off. The good news is this will be a wonderful time for you to tap into your creative side and allow the world to see your bright, innovative ideas. We are finally ready for it, Aquarius. All of those moments where you felt like your ideas, interests, or projects were ahead of time, this is finally your chance to feel vindicated. Alright, so we are at the end of our segment. I hope you all enjoyed, especially Aquarius. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Make sure to follow instructions in the comments to show me your birth chart if you would like a free mini 2026 reading. Aquarius, until next year, and I hope to see you guys soon. Alright, so it is time for us to apply our full cover extensions. I will be using these ones. They're pretty inexpensive from Amazon. I will also be using this nail glue gel for my adhesive. I believe you can also use base coat. That works completely fine as well. And I'm going to make sure to cure this under my mini LED lamp. I do want to make sure that these nail tips are blended into my nail bed perfectly. So I'm going to go over this with a ceramic bit and very carefully go over the cuticle area just to make sure it blends pretty well. And if I do have a little bit of glue, I'll make sure to go over that as well. I am going to buff out the surface of the nail with a buffer just because we are going to be adding some gel and I want there to be a really nice adhesion. This next part is also a really nice finishing touch for a seamless blend. I'm just going to be using some acetone and going over the cuticle area. This makes sure that the GelX extension is completely flush to the nail. Alright, so we are jumping into the nail art. I did run a poll in the community tab on what I should do for the length and some nail ideas, and this is what we have. We did run into a tie for long and medium, which was crazy. I was going to do a spin the wheel, but I'm like, you know what, we'll do something in between medium and long, and I felt like these tips were the best length for that. I also know that someone wanted an amethyst color scheme, but I felt like it felt weird to do that since, I don't know, I wanted to reserve that for Sagittarius since they are ruled by purple. I do apologize. I know we're not going to stick to a color scheme, but since I thought of amethyst, I thought, crystal, we can do something geode. So I decided to do that. You can make this nail set purple if you'd like. I think it would look even better. On the pointer finger, I'm going to be using that teal turquoise like cat eye gel polish color, and I'm going to be painting an oval kind of shape. It doesn't really need to be perfect, but I'm only going to be applying one layer of that. The next nail, I am painting a simple French, and I did 2 layers. We are going to be doing some chrome isolation today, so I'm going to apply matte top coat on all of the nails that are getting the chrome isolation, and I'm curing that in the lamp for 90 seconds. For the 3D art, I just mixed some rhinestone glue, top coat, and black gel polish together, and this will create that thick consistency, and that I'm also able to apply the chrome right after. We are also doing a bangle nail on this nail since someone wanted rings of Saturn, and I really did like that idea, so I decided to include it. So here are how my nails turned out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I didn't think I was gonna like them at first, but after doing the editing and looking over these nails, these are really nice. I like the turquoise color as well as the cat eye. Just feel like it gives it a nice majestical vibe to it. Aquarius, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I also hope you enjoyed your season. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I do hope to see you in my next video, and as always, everything is linked in the description box.